All right, welcome betters. This is Mitch with Better Picks. Now that you have Python downloaded on your computer and you have Jupyter Notebook downloaded, and now that you're feeling comfortable using the terminal to get the Jupyter Notebook opened, let's go ahead and dive right in. Basically, just want to get you guys comfortable with using Jupyter Notebook. It's very easy, super intuitive, but some of the shortcuts are pretty hard to initially get. But if you just go to Help and you go to keyboard shortcuts, it'll give you everything here that you need. And actually, the cool thing is you can also go to Help and then edit some of these, and you can make your own for all these things. So feel free to explore these guys. Super easy, very, very intuitive. But yeah, just going back here. So again, when you're writing some of these commands, basically, maybe this doesn't make sense right now just because it's so early in the game. But basically what's going to happen is eventually this is going to be something we give commands to, and it will tell us exactly what we want to get out of here. So basically when you're doing these guys, if you hit the B key, so I'm going to hit the letter B, and that gives us a new cell to use. And then if I want to delete that, all I got to do is click D twice, so double D, and it'll delete. It's easy to do, so you can just keep adding it the more you hit B, and if you hit double D, it'll just delete these guys. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of other things you can do if you just Google around, like you can add titles and things like that. All these different ways of going about that. So then another thing is, say we wanted to do, let me show you this. So if you put a little hashtag here, it just makes it so it's a comment, so it doesn't actually do anything. And a comment is used really for when you're coding, just to make sure you know what's happening at each place. So if I wanted to make this like a real Jupyter Notebook, what I could do is do something like this calculates 8 plus 3, and then I would write print 8 plus 3, and I can say something like this will tell me hello, and then I'll say print hello, and then I can do something else like this is the game of the week, and I can say, I don't know, print Titans versus Texans, and then something else like this tells me 14 times 19, and I would say I don't even have to put print. Print just basically says what print does is that it doesn't pass any values to the computer. It just kind of gives an output. You'll get more comfortable with this, but then you notice that I didn't hit Command Enter for any of these. So if I want to run all these, I can literally just go Cell, and I can click Run All, and I'll just shoot down and do all those commands. At the same time, if I wanted to, change this, what I would want to do is on Macs, what you're going to do is Command Enter. So Command Enter, and that will do it. On a PC, you do Control Enter. But yeah, that's the basics of Jupyter Notebook. It's not hard, and as we start getting more into it, it's going to make more sense for why would we be using different cells, and how each of these things kind of plays into one another. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to your terminal, and you're just going to hit Control C, and Control C will ask you to shut down the server, and you say yes, and then it'll shut down, and that just makes it so it's not using all your battery and things like that. And then obviously it's going to say the connection failed. Well, don't worry about that. It just means it's not going to be running, and when you want to come back and edit the notebook, you'll just have to rerun the Jupyter Notebook command. And that's basically it. Going forward, we're going to start just doing stuff. I think learning by doing is much easier, and I think if we follow along, it's going to make a lot more sense. But yeah, that's all. Thank you guys, and best of luck with all your bets.